Tonight's halftime show is brought to you by the Tippah County Development Foundation. TCDF Director Chris Llewellyn, along with the Board of Directors and staff, moving forward together, ensuring that this year's Tippah County athletes, band members, dancers, and cheerleaders are tomorrow's Tippah County leaders, entrepreneurs, and elected officials. Best wishes for a winning second half from the Tippah County Development Foundation.
Hey y'all, welcome to the halftime show sponsored by the Tippah County Development Foundation. I'm Joyce Graddy and I'm the career coach at Ripley High School. In case you don't know, the Career Coach Initiative is a workforce innovation program sponsored by Accelerate Mississippi, and it's managed by the Three Rivers Planning and Development District. Tonight, as our Tippah County Career Spotlight, I am so happy to have one of my friends here. His name is Mr. Bill Powers. Bill, thank you for being here tonight.
Well, thank you, Joyce. It's good to be here.
Well, I am really excited to talk about what you do because it's a job that's near and dear to my heart for some of the people that know who I am. And what we have done in the course of these interviews is try to talk to a lot of our people that work with CMH Sports Productions and have been broadcasters for some of the other schools. And you are a behind-the-scenes guy. And you'll find out a little bit more about how behind-the-scenes guy he is and how good he is at it in a few minutes. But what you do now that we are not only broadcasting, but we are videoing and live streaming the ball games for Ripley High School. You are the stadium announcer, correct?
That's right.
All right. Tell me how you got into that and what your connection is with Michael Harrison.
Well, I think most of it was started here at the radio station. You had me to start doing commercials, and so I've done quite a number of commercials for local businesses. And I had been a DJ for a short period of time back in the late 80s and just showed an interest in it. And you said, well, come up here and make some commercials. So that happened. And then Melinda Marsalis, I guess, talked to Miss Hood at the high school and said that they needed a stadium announcer, so I gave it a shot. And
it went from there.
I've been doing it for 2 years now, so I really like it. It's a lot of fun. It's a good way for me to be involved in the community.
And making this community your own community is something that you're really striving to do, correct?
That's right.
I know that you are not originally from here, and your connection to Tippah County is through your sweet wife, Melody.
That's right.
Some of our listeners may remember Melody Hobson. She graduated from Ripley High School just a few years ago, not long ago. But you retired from the position we're going to talk about in just a few minutes ago, and brought you back home with her. And so y'all have been making your home here. We're really happy that y'all have. And you've gotten really involved in a lot of things. And I am so happy that you have done commercials for us at the Shark and for Kudzu, as well as some other voiceovers that we've needed for some different things. So got a good voice. That DJ voice is coming through. But that's not what your original job was. If you will tell our listeners what your job was that was a behind-the-scenes situation.
Okay. Well, I went to Ole Miss and for 1 year, and then went to the University of Southern Mississippi, and really didn't major in this. My father wanted me to major in business, and so I did. But I wanted to be in law enforcement, so I ended up being with the Atlanta Police Department for about a little over 7 years, and so I was a patrol officer. I worked in our headquarters, and at the end, I was a narcotics detective. So if you can imagine me with really long hair and
did you ride a
much
motorcycle?
Longer beard. I did ride a motorcycle, that sort of thing. So I was a narcotics detective, and I always wanted to be a federal agent. And the Secret Service was something that really intrigued me because it had kind of a dual responsibility of protection and law enforcement. So I actually joined the Secret Service after being a police officer, and I was there for 22 years, a little over 22 years when I retired. And I started in Atlanta, so that was nice because I was an Atlanta police officer. And then went to the president's detail. That's when George W. Bush was president. And then we had a number of moves after that. And then I ended up retiring as the special agent in charge of the Tampa, Florida field office. So I had that division down there.
You just really moved up through the ranks.
Yeah, I was.
It's a lot of work.
I was very fortunate to and it took a lot of the right decisions. There's a lot of decision points that you make in a career, and a willingness to be mobile and move. So that it could be tough on your family, or can't be, you can either make it a negative or a positive. So we always really tried to make it a positive with our children, and we think that they were exposed to a lot
I
of
agree.
things by moving around. So
I agree. I love how you brought out that you liked the dual aspect of the job. Many people, when they hear Secret Service, because just so viewers know, I also have a son who is an agent with the Secret Service.
I know that guy.
And you do know him. And Bill was a mentor for him for a number of years and still is to this day. But one of the things people always say is, oh, they do protection. They do protection. And that's the job that people, recognize them as the people that are running around and talking in their wrist or
Right.
running beside the vehicles or things like that. But the dual purpose is they're also guardians of the Treasury. So
That's
there
right.
is a lot that is behind on that side, behind the scenes work that does to build cases for counterfeiting and as well as investigations of threats and things like that.
Exactly,
So talk a
right.
little bit about that, just a quick thing that maybe might be something that stands out in your mind about that.
Well, I like I said before, I really like that aspect of it because, and quite frankly, it was a perfect job for me because as I would get maybe, I don't know if you'd say tired of, but you do
You're ready to
something,
do something
yeah,
different?
you do something for 4 years and you were in a field office and you were doing bank fraud investigations, counterfeit investigations, threat investigations against the president and other protectees of the Secret Service. And just about that time, it would be time for a different assignment. So I would, like I said, I went to the president's detail. And then we went to Albany, Georgia. There's a small office there that I was the resident agent in charge of. And the good thing about that is not only did we do investigations there, but 40 miles away in Plains, Georgia, Jimmy Carter was there. So it really gave you a variety of things to
Right.
do. And then when when that ended, it was back to DC for a while, and then
I know y'all came to North Mississippi for a little while, and you were working out of the Memphis office, and
That's
then
right.
immediately almost went back.
That's right. We were
So-
here for about 2 years. We lived stationed in Memphis, but we lived in Mississippi. Had to stay with our roots and everything.
Right.
And but that was another time we went back to DC. So quite a few moves, but well worth it and well worth the experiences that we as a family got to have, quite frankly.
Well, I'm going to touch just really quickly before we wind this up. I know you're proud of your babies. We're really happy Melody found you over in Atlanta and then brought you back home because while you're both Mississippi people, y'all were at the whole other end of the state.
Top and bottom.
Yeah, since you
right.
were from Biloxi, and then that y'all met up in Atlanta, and now she's brought you back to North
That's
Mississippi
right.
and Tippah County, Benton County areas, and so we're really happy to have you here. Tell us where your kids are at the moment, what they're doing, and then we're going to sign off.
Well, my daughter is actually a television reporter and a weekend anchor on television, so she really likes the aspect.
So she's
of
a broadcaster too.
Broadcasting as
Yeah.
well. So she's out in Lubbock, Texas, and she works for a CBS affiliate out there, and does part time at an ABC affiliate. They're co-located together. And then my son is in the Air Force. He's a pilot for the Air Force. He flies the C-130 aircraft, and he's stationed over in Little Rock Air Force Base in Little Rock, Arkansas.
And he's married.
And I was just about to say, and my sweet daughter-in-law is also a Air Force officer. She's a cyber warfare officer, and just got back from a 6-month TDY over in Jordan. So I'm very proud of my kids and my daughter-in-law.
Well, and you have very much to be proud of. And I'm really proud of your wife because holding all that together, watching what my daughter-in-law does with my son
Yep.
When he has to be gone and handling children and getting everything done. That's a very huge credit to Melody as well.
It's a 50-50 proposition. So she gave up a lot in order to make sure that she managed the house and
Followed you around the world?
Followed us around and got us ready to go to the next place and got houses ready. And yeah, it's truly been a partnership between us. So it was a lot of decisions that we made along the way and that I made early that really, led us to where we are right now. So it's very important. You're a career coach. It's so important right now to be making those decisions as a young person,
Right.
Whether it's, things that you're doing for your career or making a concerted effort to stay out of trouble so that, so that you can have these opportunities to be able to do different things.
I completely agree. I completely agree. Thank you so much for coming back to Tippah County and making us your home and your
I'm here
retirement
for
home. Good. Makes me happy. Thank you so much for being with us tonight, too.
Thank you.
Guys, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching tonight. If there's more information you'd like to know about any of the careers that we've talked about the whole time that we've been doing the halftime shows, just let us know. And for now, this is Joyce Graddy. I'm with the Shark 1023 CMH Sports Productions, and thank you for being here. Now let's get back to the action.
Hey everybody, my name is Chris Llewellyn, and I am the Tippah County Development Foundation Director. I'm a lifelong resident of Tippah County, and I'm happy to call Tippah County my home. We at the Development Foundation know that we must ensure that Tippah County offers a wide variety of ways for our citizens to make a good living and have a great quality of life here. We know that we must move Tippah County forward into a future that causes our high school graduates to want to make Tippah County their home and to know that they can have a good life here. We believe that the only way for Tippah County to move forward is for us to move forward together. It will take all of us to ensure that our children and our children's children have a great place to call home in Tippah County.